we are. It's Howard Klopak, longtime friend and friend of the Winnipeg music scene, great engineer, both live and in the studio. Richard Moreton, who is also a great friend of mine, and a wonderful guitar tech and just all-around wizard of all things guitar related, whether it's playing or fixing or innovating in that matter, in that case. In that matter? We don't say that. And my name is Joey Landreth. We're here just talking about guitars. Single coil pickups, how noisy they are, and this crazy little contraption that you have perfected called the BzzzzKill, which is, I mean, I'll let you talk about it because you're the smart guy here, but it's basically a silent single coil system. You've developed this really, really great feeling, sounding device that cancels the 60 cycle hum out of your single coil pickup guitars. So why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
I came up with what's called a BzzzzKill because for years I couldn't handle the 60 cycle hum that was coming off of my Strats. I really enjoyed playing single coil pickups and I couldn't stand the noise that they made. So I tried a couple of variations back in the day. My father helped me out trying to get to a certain sound that I was after, and probably took around 20 years or so, a couple hundred iterations before I got to the point where it was usable for me. It's really about being a tone snob and not being able to compromise in that regard for myself. So if it doesn't sound good to me, it doesn't sound good to everybody else. I don't get into it as a player. It bothers me while I'm playing, irks me, if you will. So I went down this path and developed the BzzzzKill to the point where I was satisfied with the sound of it. And then I started looking at the actual capability to install it into a Strat style guitar. Came up with a design for the actual BzzzzKill that's non-invasive, and from there literally got it to perform the way I wanted it to perform from a hum canceling perspective. So as long as it was killing the hum and gave me the tone of the pickups that I loved, I thought I was okay. And once I stopped playing and tinkering around with it, I realized that I had it and I was happy with it and I would continue to use it. So one of my good friends thought maybe I should share this with the rest of the world.
So when you started to develop this, like what got you started on the idea? Did you first start with a dummy coil and go, well, this is not it? Or did you have the idea already for something? Like what was the thought process that got you from something that wasn't working to something that was?
Well, in a standard Strat, it has 3 single coil pickups all wound the same way. So the first iteration of the BzzzzKill was literally designed to work with that. And the second iteration was for the reverse wound pickups. And in that iteration, I became aware that I had to get the middle pickup isolated completely from the bridge and neck position pickups. So with that realization, came to the point where I needed 2 separate coils to address each set of pickups that are in there. So I developed the same concept where you're able to actually install this without doing any drilling or any modification to your Strat, and kills the buzz, but still preserves the tone of the 3 pickups that you're used to and that you love. So that was the main goal of developing both BzzzzKills.
I'm a natural tinkerer, whether it's like running electrical in my house, which I don't think anybody should do on their own. I shouldn't do it either. But I'm not afraid to get myself into trouble. So if you have a soldering iron, is this something that you can install yourself, or is this something that you need to take to a qualified technician?
If you're handy with a soldering iron, you can do it yourself. The website has an instructional video on how to install them, as well as literature. And if you're not, then yeah, you should probably take it to a professional who can do it for you. It is not a very hard thing to do as far as the install is concerned. It's quite easy to actually install them. And the videos are step by step, so the information's there. If you don't feel comfortable getting into your guitar and doing that, then I would definitely take it to a professional.
Gotcha. Cool. Should we hear some examples of 60 cycle hum in action?
Absolutely. Joey
Okay.
is holding right now a Stratocaster that does not have a BzzzzKill in it.
This is Howard's guitar, so I'll put it in the bridge position. You can hear the hum. I'm going to turn on this fuzz face just for dramatic effect. So you've got two positions on this guitar that are quieter. Yeah.
So that guitar, because it has a quieter position in position 2 and position 4, you know it's got a reverse wound middle pickup, so you would use a dual BzzzzKill for that particular install. Yeah.
Maybe we should switch to the other guitar and
Show them what the difference is,
show them the
absolutely.
difference. Yeah, okay. So this instrument, this is a guitar that I've had since about 2016, and it's undergone quite a few changes over the years. Originally, the stock pickups that it had in it, I wound up changing them out for a different set of pickups that this manufacturer makes, and then I was never really 100% in love with how it sounded. And then I messed around with a bunch of different pickups and found a set of pickups that I really liked. You know, it's noisy, and you know I do this for a living, and as do you. So we come up with solutions for how to work around these kind of issues. Like I'm kind of a master at turning my volume off. It's like almost like an OCD reaction.
Doesn't help you when the notes are fading and you want to hear them. Though.
There's that, yeah. Or when you've got obscene amounts of fuzz. So I'd been introduced to Richard from a mutual friend, and he said he's come up with this system, and he thinks you're really going to love it. And I certainly wasn't skeptical. I've seen people make all kinds of cool stuff, but I have heard people say this is the thing, and then try it out and go, it's not really the thing. Right. But for me, this is genuinely a drastic improvement to my experience using single-coil pickups, and it's really, for me, brought this guitar to a whole new light. And I've always enjoyed it, but I really, really love playing it now. So I'll just play through it a little bit. It is a little bit different sounding than the other guitar, but this has it's got a dual BzzzzKill in it because it's got a reverse wound middle pickup. And yeah, so here it is. I'll just start with the bridge pickup. So you can hear the buzz is not completely gone. It's still there, so you know that it's still real, but it's so much less than what it would have originally been. Position 2.
Perfect.
Yeah, sounds really, really great. I'm super happy with it. Howard, I know, like, as a recording engineer and live engineer, there's certain, denoiser plugins and things like that, which work really, really well. But I think what you wind up sort of coming up against with those, and maybe you can speak to this a little bit, is I'm not entirely sure how they're achieving, the noise cancellation, but you always end up losing a little bit of fidelity.
There's artifacts.
Yeah.
And negative artifacts all the time, The closer you can get to that source and make it right at the beginning, the better off you're going to be every time. And the other thing is a player plays to the sound, and they're inspired by what they're doing, and it changes the way they play. Even when you adjust an amp, a little more dirt, a little, a different guitar, you change the way you play. If your sound has buzz, you're not going to play the same as something that's, you're going to let it voice more. You're not going to be playing short notes and turning your volume up and down. It's going to be much more flow to it, all those things. So the buzz can be really distracting, and so many variables in the different venues too, depending on what you come across, and big surprises too, big light dimmers, and as soon as they fade lights down a bit, it gets worse. And when is it usually lights get faded in nice quiet passages? Now all of a sudden the buzz comes through, and you're fighting with it as an artist because it's distracting, right? Again, nipping it at the source, at the bud, is always the best solution. Doing the best you can right from the get-go. Big picture.
Yeah. Because if you end up having to do corrections later on, the better it is at the source, the less you have to do, or
maybe
ideally
nothing. Yeah.
Ideally nothing. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
because I mean, even guitar buzz and noise, to me, it's part of the thing. Like, you don't. I a lot of projects I do, we actually leave it in if it's the right way, not too much in the right places. I'll even add it in sections in a fade out, just to make it feel like everybody was in one room together and it was live.
Yeah.
But when it's distracting, when you got a great little solo line and you're letting it fade, and as it's going down, the buzz kind of wins out, and it's an emotional moment. It's just it can be really kill the vibe.
Yeah, for sure. There's nothing worse than having like a beautiful, artful moment ruined by, something like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes the dog barking in the background can be cool, Yeah. But a lawnmower, or because recordings, they don't have to be perfect; they have to be cool.
Yeah.
But getting control of noises, things that you can't control, getting them out of the picture or reduce the point of obscure, is a huge benefit. Again, not compromising, not taking away good to get rid of a problem, but just actually fixing the problem.
Well, and those things for me, like the little green hum canceling pedal, I remember being really excited when I ordered that from Long & McQuaid. It was like, okay, right on, I can use my Les Paul Jr. at gigs again. And it did a great job of getting rid of the hum, but it also got rid of all of the mojo of the instrument and hollowed it out in this really weird way. And I don't know if it's like a phase cancellation thing that they're doing or what, but in a pinch, sure. If it's the difference between being able to put on a show, yeah, for sure. But for me, I wound up going, I'd rather fight with the hum than use this thing, and that's just not the case with this. And so, and I mean, there's enough of the hum still in there that, like I said, it makes you feel like you're still.
You can tell your amps.
You're still alive.
Yeah.
But I've been very fortunate to play some really cool old Gibsons. I've played a couple of Bursts. I've played some really, really beautiful instruments, and the real humbuckers all still have a bit of noise in them, because they were not wound, at least to my understanding, to 100% block the hum. They were wound for tone, so you still do have a little bit of hum in there. Whereas when you get like those dead silent humbuckers, to me, they're sterile. They're sterile. There's no top end. There's no pick attack. It's all mid range, which is cool for certain things. But I really love that clarity. So the point I'm just making is like this feels this, to me, feels like it keeps the tone intact in a very meaningful way while getting rid of that problematic.
Well, and the reaction to your fingers and the strings, too.
Yeah.
It's not changing how the guitar reacts to your hands,
Yeah.
right? Love it.